After 20 or 30 trials, this behavior becomes so automatic and habitual that the cat could escape within a few seconds. For example, Thorndike noted cat 12 took the following times to perform to act: 160 seconds, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 15 seconds, 28 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 22 seconds, 11 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 12 seconds, 10 seconds, 14 seconds, 10 seconds, 8, 8, 5, 10, 8, 6, 6, 9, and 7. During the first 3 trials, the cat escapes in an average of 1.5 minutes. During the last 3 trials, it escaped in an average of 6.3 seconds. With practice, each can made fewer errors and their actions became quicker and more automatic. Rather than repeating the same mistakes, the cat began to cut straight to the solution. From his studies, Thorndike described the learning process by stating behaviors followed by satisfying consequences tend to be repeated, and those that produce unpleasant consequences are less likely to be repeated. His work provides the perfect starting point for discussing how habits form in our own lives. It also provides answers to some fundamental questions like what are habits and why does brain bother building them at all? Why your brain should build habits. A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. The process of habit formation begins with trial and error. Whenever you encounter a new situation in your life, your brain has to make a decision. How do I respond to this? The first time you come across a problem, you're not sure how to solve it, like Thorndike's cat. You are just trying things out to see what works. Neurological activity in the brain is high during this period. You are carefully analyzing the situation and making conscious decisions about how to act. You are taking in tons of new information and trying to make sense of it all. The brain is busy learning the most effective course of an action. Occasionally, like a cat pressing on a lever, you stumble across a solution. You are feeling anxious and you discover that going for a run calms you down. You are mentally exhausted from a long day of work and you learn that playing video games relaxes you. You are exploring, and then BAM! A reward. After you stumble upon an unexpected reward, you alter your strategy for next time. Your brain immediately begins to catalog the events that preceded the reward. Wait a minute, that felt good. What did I do right before that? This is the feedback loop behind all human behavior. Try, fail, learn, try differently. With practice, the useless movements fade away and the useful actions get reinforced. That's a habit forming. Whenever you face a problem repeatedly, your brain begins to automate the process of solving it. Your habits are just a series of the automatic solutions that solve the problems and stresses you face regularly. As a behavioral scientist, Jason Hera writes habits are simply reliable solution to recurring problems in our environment. As habits are created, the level of activity in the brain decreases. You learn to lock in on the cues that predict success and tune out everything else. When a similar situation arises in future, you know exactly what to look for. There is no longer need to analyze every angle of situation. Your brain skips the process of trial and error and creates a mental rule. If this, then that. These cognitive scripts can be followed automatically whenever the situation is appropriate. Now, whenever you feel stressed, you get the itch to run. As soon as you walk in the door from work, you grab the video game controller. A choice that once required effort is now automatic. A habit has been created. Habits are mental shortcuts learned from experience. In a sense, a habit is just a memory of the steps you previously followed to solve a problem in the past. Whenever the conditions are right, you can draw on this memory and automatically apply the same solution. The primary reason the brain remembers the past is to better predict that will work in the future. Habit formation is incredibly useful because the conscious mind is bottleneck of the brain. It can only pay attention to one problem at a time. As a result, your brain is always working to preserve your conscious attention for whatever task is most essential.